Okay, I'm gonna get started today. It's 11 o'clock, and I know you guys are just rearing to go for this week. Morning, HD. Okay, good morning. Now you're here because you want to change for the better. Morning, May, and it starts with what you think about. You know, I've shared about Dr. Joe Dispenza, who says that thoughts lead to choices, which then lead to action, behavior, which create experiences, which then produce emotions, which affect our thoughts again. A person, do you know, has 60 to 70,000 thoughts in one day, and 90% are the same thoughts as the day before. The same thoughts will always lead to the same choices. The same choices will always lead to the same behaviors, and the same behaviors create the same experiences, and then the same experience produce the same emotions, and then you go back to that cycle of thinking the same things, making the same choices. Your life doesn't change. Okay. So what we want to do to have new thoughts, to meditate on new words, and we are studying the book Aspire, Discovering Your Purpose Through the Power of Words by Kevin Hall. This book contains 11 words, and Kevin Hall shows how these words will become touchstones in personal development and in business. And we are discussing how we can use these words as building blocks for your own personal success and inner peace. Okay. Morning, Jeff, Sharon, Sue, Joshua. Okay. So today's word is inspire. It's a word you've heard a lot about. It's a word that you probably hold in awe. But I want to tell you that you are going to really love uh, what you discover from this word. So inspire comes from the Latin inspirare, okay? Spirare, S-P-I-R-A-R-E means to breathe, and in implies into. So to inspire is to breathe into. When we breathe life into another, we inspire their hopes, goals, and dreams. We breathe life into them, just as our Creator first breathed life into our spirit. But when we take the air out of another, what we do is we expire their hopes, goals, and dreams. So we can breathe life in or suck life out. We can inspire or expire. The choice is ours. You know that. So Kevin Hall, as he listened to his etymologist mentor, etymologist is an expert in words, okay? Arthur, who's in an old age home. Arthur moved on to talk about a related word, encourage. Okay, encourage. The middle part, cur, C-O-E-U-R. Some people call it cor, C-O-R. In the Romance language means heart. So when you encourage, you add to someone's heart. And when you discourage, you take away from someone's heart. That's how you break people's hearts. Those who inspire and encourage can be thought of as appreciators, those who add value, while those who expire and discourage can be thought of depreciators, those who lower value. Arthur noted that words like appreciate that begin with AP, okay, such as approve, apply, applaud, generally mean up or toward. And words that begin with DE, okay, like depreciate, destroy, denigrate, and degrade, generally mean down or away. Those who appreciate their unique talents and gifts, as well as those of others, create an upward cycle that lifts all in its vortex. Those who depreciate those same talents and gifts spin that cycle in a downward direction. Now, you don't have to just say negative things all the time. It's when people have gifts and you just discount them and focus on all the mistakes, what they don't have, their weaknesses. It's the same thing. Okay, you're depreciating their talents and gifts and spin them in a downward direction. In every encounter we have with another human being, we have the profound opportunity to either add to their heart or rip out a part of their heart. And words are a currency in our human exchanges. The skill we are able to develop with the appropriate use of words can give us great power and influence. Kevin Hall was a friend of the motivational speaker Art Berg. Art was a quadriplegic who wrote this book called The Impossible Just Takes a Little Longer. The Impossible Just Takes a Little Longer. Now, Art was called in to motivate an American football team, the Ravens. When Art arrived at the club, he faced a collection of large men slumped into folding chairs in various degrees of consciousness. They had ice packs and bandages taped to their knees and ankles. Their faces looked blankly ahead, like duh. Okay. So Art told them of how he became a quadriplegic after a car accident that left him able to only move his eyelids initially. When he recovered, all he could do was barely move his eyelids. And he told them about how he willed himself to crawl an inch at a time. Art said when times were darkest, he read a poem from an English author, William Ernest Henley, that silenced that incessant inner voice of doom that assured him that all was lost. The poem, entitled Invictus, included this stanza. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I am master of my fate. I am captain of my soul. It's up to you to decide how you and what you want to accomplish, Art challenged the football players that morning. You and you alone. The Ravens, coming off from a mediocre season, went on to win the Super Bowl that year. That is the power of encouraging, inspiring words. Now, Kevin Hall also shares about praise as a garment. The poet Maya Angelou said, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. In his book, The Power of Intention, Wayne Dyer writes about the effect of kindness on the human body. He said that scientists found that when individuals perform an act of kindness for another, levels of serotonin increase in their brain. Serotonin is a chemical the brain produces to make you feel good and is an ingredient in antidepressant medication. That wasn't all they found. In those receiving the acts of kindness, researchers recorded the same amount of serotonin as found in those giving the service. So those who received the acts of kindness had the same level of serotonin as those who gave the service. And they also found that even those observing the acts of kindness produced the same amount of serotonin. So at the monthly alignment meeting, when we play these inspiring, motivational, heartwarming videos, you, the person watching, are so affected because the same amount of serotonin is produced in you. So inspiring environments are contagious. The word praise comes from the old French praiser, praiser, P-R-E-I-S-E-R, which means price or value. When we praise others, we add value to them, to their lives, to their dreams. What we do is we attach a high price to their efforts and purpose. The researcher Dr. Masaru Emoto, you go and Google him, revealed that water exposed to positive thoughts and words forms beautiful crystals, whereas water exposed to negative thoughts and words forms distorted crystals. And through the use of high-speed photography, Dr. Emoto showed how water appears to change its expression according to the nature of the written or spoken words to which it is exposed. Words have tremendous power for good or for ill. They can inspire or expire. The choice is ours. Using words and language that lift the human spirit creates a new paradigm in thinking. Instead of what can I get, our mentality shifts to what can I give. As I've reflected on all that Kevin shared above in his book, I was able to clarify some thoughts and reinforce what we had discussed in earlier Motivational Mondays. First, the more I have, the more I can give. An empty cup must be filled so it can fill other cups. Okay. So when I give, I empty my cup. I must fill it, okay, so that it can fill other cups. John Maxwell, you've heard, talks about being the lid to leadership, where I'm the limiting factor. So if I want to increase my leadership, I want to, not be that lid. Tony Robbins identifies 6 human needs, and at the top, number 6 is the need to contribute, which is why the 5th human need is growth. I need to grow so I can contribute more. Okay. So the second thing, as I reflected, is that teamwork is the collaboration of strengths. 7 habits, we looked at the 7 habits of 7 highly effective people by Stephen Covey, and Stephen Covey calls the first 3 habits private victories. It's about self-mastery, which are necessary before we can practice the next 3 habits, which he calls public victories, which is about empowering productive relationships with other people. Then we saw habit 4, which is think win-win. Habit 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Then habit 6, to synergize with other people. So these 3 habits, if you think about it, are supported by the words that we read just a few weeks ago. Genshai. Okay? Genshai means not treating someone small. And Namaste. We seek the divine gifts in others. We are seeing that others have got divine gifts. Okay. So my second point was that teamwork is the collaboration of strength. The third thing I got from reflecting on this is that everyone can inspire. Now, our upline Bob Howe famously says, ours is a leadership business. We cannot hire them, we cannot fire them, we can only inspire them. Until I read what Kevin Hall wrote, I thought I have to be someone special. I have to be some big influencer. I have to have a track record of success or some special pin title before I can inspire others. But to inspire is simply to breathe life into. Anyone can. We all can. Choose to heal or choose to wound. Choose to affirm or choose to reject. Choose to praise or choose to depreciate. Choose to encourage or choose to discourage. Choose to focus on opportunities, possibilities, or choose to focus on problems. So I thank Kevin Hall for his insights from his book, Aspire. I am inspired to inspire. So my question to you as you leave, okay, is there one person in your household you can inspire today? Is there one person in your household you can inspire today? Okay. So that's all I have for today.